Pairs and LVTI space item and ladies and gentlemen. What if I told you that you could change your entire life? Not by waiting for luck to find you, but by becoming the embodiment of it. What if the secret to manifesting everything you desire, love, success, peace, wealth, divine timing, was hidden in a simple shift of identity, acting as if you're the luckiest person alive? You see, the most powerful truth about manifestation is that life doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your state of being. And when you walk, speak, think, and move as though the universe is conspiring in your favor, it begins to do exactly that. Acting as if is not pretending, it is creating. It is the conscious decision to live from the end, to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to move as though everything you desire has already been handed to you by divine grace. So many people spend their lives waiting for luck to strike, hoping for a promotion, praying for the right person, waiting for one big break that will change everything. But luck doesn't come to the ones who wait. It comes to those who expect it, feel it, and live it before it shows up in form. Acting as if you're lucky is declaring with faith that life is already rigged in your favor. And when you carry that energy, the entire world rearranges itself to prove you right. Think about the people who seem to always get lucky. They find themselves in the right place at the right time. Opportunities seem to flow to them effortlessly. You might think they were born under a lucky star, but the truth is they are tuned to a lucky frequency. Their inner conversation, their self-belief, their energy all say one thing: good things happen to me. And because they live in that assumption, life mirrors it back to them. Acting as if you're the luckiest person alive doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you reshape it by deciding what kind of reality you will believe in. It's a bold declaration of faith that says, even if I can't see it yet, everything is working for my highest good. And as you hold that vibration, the unseen begins to move. The doors that were once closed begin to open. The impossible begins to look effortless. When you wake up each morning with the thought, something amazing is going to happen to me today, your energy magnetizes miracles. When you walk into a room knowing that favor surrounds you, people respond differently. When you thank God for blessings before they appear, you're not just being optimistic, you're operating in divine faith. So today, I invite you to step into a new reality. Not tomorrow, not when the evidence appears, but now. Act as if the universe has already chosen you. Act as if everything you touch turns to gold. Act as if every obstacle is secretly a setup for your breakthrough. Because when you do, you will find that life has no choice but to unfold in your favor. That, my friends, is the true secret to manifesting anything. Luck is a state of consciousness. Not chance. Luck has nothing to do with coincidence or chance. It is a reflection of consciousness. The one who believes they are lucky walks through life under a different light. They carry an inner, knowing that everything bends in their favor. Even when appearances suggest otherwise, they do not wait for luck to appear. They live as if it already surrounds them. And because their belief is alive, the universe mirrors that belief in form. When you see yourself as unlucky, you broadcast an energy of resistance. You expect things to go wrong, and so they do. You anticipate disappointment, and disappointment comes. But when you shift that assumption and begin to declare, I am the luckiest person alive, something begins to move deep within you. Your inner dialogue changes, your body language changes, your choices change, and life must reflect that new state of being. Luck, therefore, is not something you find, it's something you remember. It is already within you, waiting for you to awaken to it. The world outside is but a mirror of what you hold inside. The person who walks in the awareness of divine favor will see that favor in every circumstance. They might face challenges, but even in the storm, they say, this too is for my good. And somehow what was meant to harm them transforms into something that helps them rise higher. Look closely at those who seem born lucky. Their lives are filled with movement, joy, and open doors. But if you truly listen, you will hear a pattern in their speech. They expect good things. They live as though blessings are inevitable. They carry an inner conviction that no matter where they go, something wonderful is waiting to unfold. It is not arrogance. It is alignment. They have aligned their consciousness with abundance, and the outer world responds. To live in the consciousness of luck is to live in faith. Faith is not wishing, it is knowing. It is the awareness that you are divinely guided, that every step is ordered, and that nothing is random. Even what seems accidental carries meaning and purpose. When you begin to look at life through that lens, you no longer call anything bad luck. You begin to see that every delay, every closed door, every detour is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Your inner assumption is the foundation of your experience. If you assume that luck follows you, your energy will naturally attract circumstances that confirm it. This is not superstition, it is spiritual law. What you accept as true within yourself becomes true in your world. If you constantly affirm that you're unlucky, you are unknowingly calling more misfortune into being. But if you affirm that you are favored, blessed, and guided, the universe has no choice but to mirror those beliefs. You can start this transformation right now. Begin by noticing your internal conversation. What do you say to yourself when things go wrong? Do you sigh and say, just my luck? Or do you smile and say, something better must be coming? That single moment of awareness shifts your vibration. You are no longer a victim of luck. You are the creator of it, the most lucky. People in the world aren't waiting for luck to strike. They are consciously directing it. They understand that their feeling is the magnet that pulls experiences toward them. They live in gratitude, not because everything is perfect, but because they know gratitude attracts more to be grateful for. When you live in this awareness, you become a magnet for blessings. Everything begins to flow more easily. Synchronicities appear. People show up at the right time. Resources come unexpectedly. Life begins to feel enchanted, not because of chance, but because of consciousness. It is important to understand that luck is not separate from divine order. The moment you declare yourself lucky, you are acknowledging that you live under divine favor. You are recognizing that an invisible hand is guiding you. The energy of I am lucky carries a high vibration of faith and surrender. It means you trust that everything is working for your good, even when logic cannot see how. When something doesn't go your way, a lucky person doesn't panic. They pause and say, this too must be part of something better. They know there is purpose hidden in every moment. That awareness allows them to remain calm, confident, and open to receive. And because they remain open, they are able to see opportunities others overlook. What others call coincidence, they call confirmation. What others call luck, they call divine timing. If you want to activate this state of consciousness, begin by assuming it. Each morning before you step out into the world affirms, today, I am the luckiest person alive. Everything works out perfectly for me. Life supports me in every way. Say it with conviction, not because you are trying to force it to happen, but because you are reminding your subconscious who you truly are. Over time, your energy begins to shift. People respond differently to you. Situations unfold in your favor. The outer world begins to rearrange itself to match the inner state you've chosen. This is the true art of manifestation, living as if what you desire has already been given. The more you act from this awareness, the more evidence you will see you are not manipulating reality, you are awakening it. Luck, success, opportunity, all are born within the same divine consciousness. The only difference between the one who lives in struggle and the one who lives in favor is their inner assumption. One says, nothing ever works out for me. The other says, everything is always working out for me. And life, being a faithful servant, echoes their words. The more you identify with being lucky, the more effortlessly life flows. You start walking in synchronicity with divine timing. You no longer chase outcomes, they come to you. Doors open without force, people help without reason, and miracles unfold without effort, because your consciousness of luck is really a consciousness of alignment, alignment with the creative power of God that moves through all things. So remember, this luck is not an event, it is a state. It is not something you stumble into. It is something you awaken within yourself. When you walk as though the entire universe conspires to bless you, it will. When you talk as though everything is working in your favor, it must. You are the source of your luck, the magnet of your miracles, and the vessel of divine favor. The moment you decide to live from that truth, the world responds accordingly. And in that awareness, you will discover that what others call luck is simply the natural reflection of an awakened consciousness, acting as if reprograms the subconscious mind. The secret of manifestation lies not in effort, but in embodiment. To act as if is to impress upon the subconscious mind a new state of being so powerfully that it begins to shape your outer world according to that inner assumption. The subconscious is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between faith and form, between what you desire and what you live. It does not respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you accept as true. When you act as if you're already the person you long to become, you send a new message to the subconscious. This is who I am now. And because the subconscious cannot distinguish between imagination and reality, it accepts that impression as fact. Once accepted, it begins to reorganize every condition of your life to match that inner conviction. You will meet the right people, feel inspired at the right time, and find doors opening that were once invisible. Nothing outside changed first. You changed within, and the world followed. Most people live from the outside in. They wait for proof before they believe. They say, I feel confident once I get the job, or I feel love when I find the right person. But the one who understands the law of assumption reverses the order. They decide to feel confident now, to walk as if they are already loved, to speak as if success is already theirs. That decision plants the seed of a new identity in the subconscious mind, and every seed must bear fruit in its season. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. Whatever thought you impress upon it through repetition, emotion, and belief will grow into your experience. Acting as if is the act of planting the seed of faith. When you carry yourself as the one who has already received, you water that seed with conviction. You begin to speak, think, and move differently. The mind accepts this new pattern as normal, and soon your external world begins to mirror it. Consider how the body responds to imagination. If you vividly imagine holding a lemon and biting into it, your mouth will produce saliva as if it were real. The subconscious does not need physical evidence. It reacts to belief. In the same way, when you imagine yourself successful, happy, abundant, or in divine favor, your subconscious begins to adjust your vibration to match that inner image. It moves invisible forces on your behalf to bring that image into expression. Acting as if does not mean pretending in a shallow way. It is not about forcing or faking a smile. It is a deep inward assumption that says, I am already there. It's the quiet confidence that you have already received what you've asked for, and now your only task is to live in alignment with that truth. Pretending tries to convince others. Acting as if convinces your own mind. And once your subconscious is convinced, reality bends to obey it. This principle is not limited by time, logic, or circumstance. The subconscious operates by feeling, not reason. You might not know how something will come to pass, but if you can feel it real, if you can step into the emotional state of already having it, then creation is complete. You have impressed the blueprint upon the creative power within you, and that power will faithfully reproduce it in the outer world. The challenge for most people is that they act as if they are still waiting. They think about what they lack, speak about what they don't have, and emotionally dwell in states of frustration or fear. The subconscious interprets these feelings as instructions. Continue this experience. So life continues to give them more of what they expect. But the moment they shift from lack to fulfillment, from waiting to having, the pattern breaks. Acting as if transfers you from one timeline to another, from limitation to possibility. You must remember every feeling is a command to your subconscious. When you act as if you're confident, your subconscious reorganizes your body language, your tone, and your energy to reflect confidence. When you act as if you're abundant, it opens your eyes to opportunities that were always there but hidden from your old state. You begin to think in new ways, attract new ideas, and draw people who align with your new vibration. This is not fantasy, it is law. The subconscious mind governs nearly all of your actions, reactions, and habits. It directs your behavior without your conscious awareness. If your subconscious holds the belief, I am unlucky, you'll unknowingly sabotage opportunities. But if you impress upon it, I am divinely guided and everything works for me, your behavior shifts toward that truth. You move with ease, confidence, and expectancy. That inner energy calls forth experiences that confirm it. To reprogram the subconscious, emotion is essential. Words alone are not enough. You must feel the reality of your desire as if it were already true. That feeling becomes the vibration the universe responds to. When you act as if you enter that vibration now, you speak from it, walk in it, breathe in it. You no longer ask, when will it happen? Because you know it already has, and that knowing draws it into physical form faster than any amount of effort or struggle ever could. This is why faith is described as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Acting as if is faith in motion. It is the evidence that you already possess the thing you desire even before the senses confirm it. The more natural it feels to live from that state, the faster it manifests. Imagine a person seeking to attract financial abundance. If they constantly speak of lack, check their accounts in fear, and feel unworthy of wealth, they reinforce scarcity. But if they begin to act as if they are already abundant, expressing gratitude for what they have, giving generously, dressing with confidence, expecting opportunity, they shift their subconscious identity. Soon their outer life mirrors that new identity with promotions, ideas, and unexpected income. Nothing outside changed first. The change began within. In the same way, someone seeking love must become love first. They must act as if they are already cherished and complete. When they do, they stop chasing, stop doubting, and start radiating the energy of wholeness. That energy draws to them relationships that match their new vibration. Your outer life is the shadow of your inner belief. Acting as if changes the source of that shadow. It teaches the subconscious a new story, one of abundance, joy, favor, and victory. And since the subconscious is creative, it must project that story into the world of form. There will be moments when the outer world contradicts your inner assumption. Do not waver. Persist in the feeling of already having. The subconscious responds to persistence, not to occasional faith. Every time you choose to act as if despite appearances, you strengthen your new identity. Eventually, your persistence hardens into fact, and what was once imagination becomes visible reality. This is how miracles unfold, not from effort, but from alignment. Acting as if is your way of telling the universe, I am ready. It is a declaration that you are no longer seeking but receiving, no longer doubting but knowing. The subconscious mind, once programmed with this faith, moves mountains on your behalf. In the end, to act as if is to live from the end. It is to inhabit the vibration of your fulfilled desire so completely that the universe has no choice but to mirror it. The subconscious, your silent servant, obeys your feeling as command. So feel it real. Walk as if it's already yours. Speak as if you are already blessed. Because the moment you do, creation is finished. And soon, the unseen becomes seen. Gratitude amplifies your luck field. Gratitude is not simply a polite gesture or a spiritual habit. It is a magnetic power that multiplies everything it touches. When you live in a state of gratitude, you amplify your vibration of luck, attracting more of what you appreciate and opening doors that effort alone could never unlock. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into miracles and transforms your consciousness from lack to abundance. It tells the universe, I already have enough, and that energy of sufficiency calls in more. The reason gratitude is so powerful is that it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. Whatever you focus on expands. When you constantly think about what you don't have, you reinforce the energy of lack, which blocks manifestation. But when you begin to appreciate even the smallest blessings, your inner frequency changes. You move from resistance to allowance, from stress to trust, from need to fulfillment. Gratitude is the signal that tells the universe you are ready for more. The truly lucky person isn't lucky because life gives them more. They're lucky because they see more. They recognize blessings that others overlook. They give thanks for things that others take for granted. They don't wait for miracles to appear before being grateful. They are grateful. And that state of being creates miracles. Gratitude, therefore, is not a reaction to success. It is the seed that births it. Every thought of gratitude is a silent prayer that strengthens your connection with the divine. It lifts your mind above worry, complaint, and comparison. When you are thankful, you stop resisting the present moment and align yourself with flow. That alignment is what people call luck. It's not random, it's resonance. Gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance so that more abundance can find you. You might wonder why some people seem to attract blessings effortlessly. It's because they have trained their hearts to notice what is working. They live in appreciation, and that appreciation multiplies. When they wake up, they give thanks for the breath in their lungs, for the sunlight that touches their skin, for the opportunities yet unseen. That morning vibration becomes their spiritual foundation for the day. Life responds to their thanksgiving with ease, grace, and synchronicity. Gratitude also rewires the subconscious mind. Your subconscious creates your outer reality based on what you continually affirm and feel. When you practice gratitude, you impress upon the subconscious the belief that you are already blessed, already favored, already taken care of. The subconscious accepts that belief and begins to create experiences that mirror it. You begin to attract situations that confirm your inner feeling of abundance. It's easy to be grateful when everything goes your way. But the real transformation happens when you choose gratitude in the face of uncertainty. When something doesn't go as planned and you still say, thank you for this, I know something good is coming, you rise into a higher state of faith. Gratitude becomes your declaration of trust in divine timing. That trust opens unseen pathways. While others complain and close their hearts, your gratitude keeps your spirit open to receive. Think of gratitude as a tuning fork for your energy. When you're ungrateful, your vibration becomes heavy, clouded, and resistant. Nothing flows. But the moment you turn your attention toward gratitude, even for something as simple as your heartbeat, you begin to lighten your frequency. That inner shift allows life's blessings to reach you without obstruction. Gratitude is not about ignoring difficulties. It's about anchoring yourself in the awareness that you are never without grace, even in the storm. When you feel grateful, you stop chasing and start attracting. You no longer operate from desperation because gratitude confirms that you already have enough. This state of contentment radiates peace, and peace is magnetic. People, opportunities, and blessings are drawn to calm, thankful energy. The lucky person is calm because they trust that life is on their side. Gratitude is the root of that trust. Start small. Each night before sleeping, name 3 things that went right during your day. They don't need to be extraordinary. Just moments that made you smile, comforted you, or taught you something valuable. This simple act of reflection trains your subconscious to focus on gain instead of loss. Over time, you'll notice how your mornings feel lighter, how your conversations grow more positive, and how more opportunities begin to flow your way. This is your luck field, expanding. Gratitude doesn't wait for perfection, it transforms imperfection into meaning. When you look back on challenging seasons and can still say, "Thank you, it made me stronger," you've mastered the essence of luck. Because luck isn't only about good outcomes, it's about perceiving divine purpose in every outcome. The one who sees blessing in both victory and delay cannot lose because their inner state is unshakable. There's a profound shift that happens when gratitude becomes your natural response. You begin to expect blessings instead of worrying about problems. You start seeing guidance instead of coincidence. You move through life with confidence, knowing that everything, good or bad, is working for your elevation. This level of gratitude doesn't just attract abundance, it anchors it. You start living in a constant dialogue with the divine. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for what is coming. Thank you for what has already passed. Oh, your words carry energy. And when those words are soaked in thankfulness, they become commands of creation. Saying thank you is not just courtesy, it's invocation. Every time you say it with sincerity, you call more goodness into your experience. You might think you are only expressing appreciation, but in truth, you are opening energetic gates through which blessings flow. Gratitude also neutralizes fear. You cannot be truly grateful and fearful at the same time. The moment you focus on what you're thankful for, your attention shifts from anxiety about the future to appreciation of the present. This anchors you in peace, and peace is the soil where miracles grow. The luckiest people are not those without challenges, they are those who remain grateful through them, knowing that every moment holds divine intelligence. Even science recognizes that gratitude changes your brain. It rewires neural pathways associated with happiness and resilience. Spiritually, it reprograms your vibration to attract higher frequencies. Every act of thanksgiving, spoken or silent, strengthens your connection to abundance. This is why it's said, to the one who has, more will be given. The one who recognizes what they already have multiplies their blessings. Gratitude also deepens humility. It reminds you that every blessing, seen or unseen, is a gift from a higher power. When you walk in gratitude, you acknowledge that your strength, your wisdom, your breath are all borrowed from something greater. This awareness keeps your heart soft and your ego quiet, allowing grace to flow more freely through you. That grace becomes your invisible shield, protecting and guiding you in ways logic can't explain. If you wish to transform your energy instantly, pause and give thanks right where you are. Feel it in your chest. Let it warm you from the inside. Whisper gratitude for something small, the light on your face, the air in your lungs, the lesson in your struggle. That feeling of thankfulness is the sound of your spirit aligning with divine flow. It's your signal to the universe that says, "I am ready for more." Gratitude is the amplifier of luck because it is the language of abundance. It tells creation, "I see your gifts, I honor your timing, and I trust your wisdom." In that vibration, you become a magnet for miracles. Everything you once chased begins to find its way to you. Doors open that you never knew existed. People come bearing blessings. Events unfold with effortless precision. And as you live in that continual awareness, you realize that luck was never something that visited you. It was something that lived within you all along. The universe responds to expectation, not desperation. Expectation is faith in motion. It is the quiet confidence that what you desire is already finding its way to you. Desperation, on the other hand, is fear in disguise. It says, "I don't have it yet, and I'm afraid I never will." The energy of desperation pushes things away, while the energy of expectation draws them in. The universe does not respond to begging, pleading, or anxious effort. It responds to belief. It mirrors your inner assumption about who you are and what you deserve. When you expect good things, you are declaring your trust in divine timing. You are standing in alignment with the truth that you live under grace and that all things are working for your highest good. Expectation is the spiritual magnet that pulls unseen blessings into form. You no longer wonder if it will happen. You simply know that it must. Because your belief and your energy are one with the result you seek, it becomes inevitable. Desperation comes from a consciousness of lack. It focuses on what's missing, and by doing so, it multiplies absence. The desperate mind says, "Please let it happen," but the expectant mind says, "Thank you, it's already done." One prays from fear, the other from faith. One begs for proof, the other lives as proof. That is the difference between waiting and manifesting. You cannot hold the vibration of desperation and expect miracles. The moment you feel anxious, fearful, or unworthy, you are signaling to the universe that you do not believe in your own power or in divine order. Desperation shuts the flow because it speaks the language of doubt. Expectation opens the flow because it speaks the language of trust. The universe hears your energy louder than your words. When you live in expectation, you live in peace. You no longer chase outcomes because you know that what is yours will not pass you by. You move with calm assurance, acting from the awareness that the path is unfolding perfectly. Expectation doesn't rush, it rests. It doesn't struggle, it aligns. It doesn't compete, it attracts. The energy of true expectation carries a serenity that no obstacle can shake. Think about a gardener who plants a seed. Once the seed is in the ground, they don't dig it up each morning to see if it's growing. They trust the process. They expect the harvest. They water it, nurture it, and continue with their day knowing that in due time it will bloom. That is the energy of expectation. But desperation would have the gardener tearing up the soil every day, fearing that nothing is happening, doubting the seed's potential, and eventually killing it with impatience. The same principle applies to manifestation. When you've spoken your desire and felt it real within, your only task is to hold the vibration of expectation, to rest in the knowing that the seed has already been planted in the unseen. The universe is already rearranging circumstances, people, and timing on your behalf. Your faith is the water that keeps the seed alive. Desperation, however, drains its energy. It declares, it's not here yet, and that belief delays its unfolding. Expectation is not arrogance, it is alignment with divine law. It is knowing that God's promises never fail, and that the same intelligence that guides the stars also governs your destiny. You cannot walk in true expectation and live in fear at the same time. Expectation dissolves fear because it sees beyond appearances. It understands that what you see now is temporary and that your faith shapes what comes next. Many people confuse expectation with attachment, but they are very different. Attachment demands that something must happen a certain way at a certain time. It limits the flow of creation. Expectation, on the other hand, trusts that it will happen in the perfect way and at the perfect time. It leaves space for divine orchestration. The expectant heart says, this or something better. It allows God to surprise it with abundance greater than it imagined. When you live in expectation, your energy radiates confidence. People can feel it before you speak. You carry an aura of assurance that says, I know who I am, and I know what belongs to me. Opportunities gravitate toward that energy because it vibrates at the frequency of success. Desperation repels opportunities because it vibrates at the frequency of fear. Expectation magnetizes them because it vibrates at the frequency of faith. You don't need to force life to happen. You only need to expect that it will. Expectation allows you to flow with divine timing instead of fighting it. The moment you begin to trust that everything is unfolding for your good, peace takes over. You begin to recognize that even delays are blessings in disguise, preparing you for the right moment. Desperation wants it now. Expectation knows it's coming. You can feel the difference in your body. Desperation feels heavy, tense, and restless. Expectation feels light, open, and calm. When you are desperate, you are living in resistance. When you are expectant, you are living in surrender. Resistance says, I must control this. Surrender says, it's already handled. The vibration of surrender opens the heart, quiets the mind, and allows divine order to flow unhindered. When you expect miracles, miracles become natural. You start noticing alignment everywhere. The right people call, the right ideas appear, the timing feels effortless. It's not luck, it's the natural result of being in harmony with universal law. The universe mirrors your inner climate. If you are anxious and doubtful, it echoes uncertainty. If you are peaceful and certain, it echoes fulfillment. To live in expectation, you must train your inner conversation. Replace thoughts of, what if it doesn't work, with, what if it works better than I imagined? Speak words of assurance. I know things are working out for me. I know everything I need is already on its way. I know I am guided, favored, and protected. These affirmations don't just change your mindset. They change your frequency, and your frequency determines your reality. Expectation also requires detachment from the how. You don't need to know how it will come to pass. The how belongs to the universe. Your only responsibility is to hold the feeling of fulfillment. When you expect blessings without obsessing over their form, you give divine intelligence freedom to work through unlimited channels. The moment you release control, life begins to surprise you in ways you couldn't have planned. Every manifestation is born twice. First in the mind, then in the world. Expectation is the bridge between the two. It keeps the invisible seed alive until it appears in form. Without expectation, the seed withers under doubt, but with expectation, it flourishes under faith. That is why the scriptures say, according to your faith be it unto you. Faith and expectation are one. You might not always get what you want, but you will always receive what you expect. If you expect disappointment, you will find it everywhere. If you expect favor, it will follow you everywhere. Your expectation shapes your perception, and your perception shapes your experience. To change your world, you must first change what you expect from it. The universe is a faithful mirror. It doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you believe in your heart. Expectation is belief expressed through calm confidence. Desperation is unbelief expressed through fear. The choice between the two determines how easily your blessings find you. So choose expectation, choose peace. Choose to walk as if everything you desire is already in motion, because it is. When you do, you align yourself with the flow of divine timing, and what once seemed distant begins to draw near. The moment you expect good things, you summon them. The moment you trust the process begins to trust you. And in that state of calm, assured expectation, you will find that life itself becomes your greatest confirmation that faith never fails. Gratitude multiplies luck and opens the door to miracles. Gratitude is the language of abundance. It is the vibration that tells the universe, I already have enough and I am open for more. When you live in gratitude, life responds in kind. Every moment begins to reveal hidden blessings, and what once seemed ordinary becomes extraordinary. Gratitude transforms perception. It allows you to see that everything happening to you is actually happening for you. This awareness doesn't just invite miracles, it multiplies them. The person who constantly gives thanks, even for what seems small, activates a magnetic energy around them. Their words, thoughts, and emotions create an atmosphere that draws more to be thankful for. This is why people who live with gratitude often appear lucky. They are not waiting for good things to happen to feel good. They feel good first, and therefore good things follow. Their gratitude opens spiritual doors that effort alone could never unlock. You cannot feel lack and gratitude at the same time. One cancels out the other. Gratitude is a statement of faith. It declares that you are already blessed, already supported, already guided. The more you focus on what you have, the more you begin to notice the flow of divine order around you. Suddenly, opportunities begin to appear where none existed before. The right people come at the right time. The perfect solutions unfold with grace and ease. Gratitude becomes the bridge between your current reality and your desired manifestation. Many people pray for miracles, but forget to give thanks for the miracles they already live in. Every breath, every sunrise, every chance to begin again is proof of grace. The more you recognize this, the more your heart expands. And as your heart expands, so does your capacity to receive. You begin to see that gratitude is not a reaction, it's a cause. It is not something you do after blessings appear. It is the power that causes them to appear in the first place. Think of gratitude as a divine multiplier. When you are thankful for 10, you prepare yourself for 100. When you are thankful for the love you already have, you become magnetic to deeper love. When you are thankful for the small victories, you invite greater triumphs. The universe reads your gratitude as a signal of readiness. It says, they recognize the gift. I can now trust them with more. Gratitude shifts you from complaining to creating. The moment you stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what's present, your vibration rises. Complaining tells the universe that you are in lack. Gratitude tells it that you are in overflow. What you focus on expands. If you dwell on lack, you attract more of it. If you dwell on abundance, it multiplies. Gratitude ensures that your energy stays aligned with abundance, not scarcity. There's a secret rhythm to manifestation. Feel it before you see it. Gratitude helps you do exactly that. When you give thanks for your desires as if they are already fulfilled, you impress that reality upon your subconscious mind. And because your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagination and fact, it accepts your gratitude as truth and begins to shape your reality accordingly. This is how miracles happen, not by waiting, but by feeling the fulfillment in advance. When you say, I am grateful for my dream home, even before it appears, you are telling the universe, it's already mine in consciousness. That feeling of already having it is what draws it closer to you. Gratitude is the emotional signature of fulfillment. The more you live in that emotion, the faster your external world aligns with it. Gratitude also disarms fear. Fear says, what if it doesn't happen? Gratitude says, it's already happening. Fear looks for proof. Gratitude creates it. When you live in gratitude, you stop trying to control the process. You surrender to divine timing because you trust that everything unfolding is for your highest good. You stop asking when and start affirming thank you. And in that space of thankfulness, anxiety dissolves, clarity increases, and peace reigns. One of the most powerful spiritual practices you can ever adopt is to give thanks for everything, not just the obvious blessings, but even the challenges. Why? Because every challenge carries hidden treasure. Every delay conceals divine redirection. Every closed door guards something not meant for you. When you learn to say, thank you, even in disappointment, you align yourself with higher wisdom. You stop resisting life and start flowing with it. And in that flow, you find that even detours lead to destiny. The world calls it luck when things start working out effortlessly. But those who live in gratitude know it's not luck. It's alignment. Gratitude tunes your frequency to divine favor. It turns ordinary moments into sacred encounters and everyday people into blessings in disguise. The grateful person lives in constant communication with the divine, silently saying, I see you in everything. You don't need to force this feeling. It grows naturally through awareness. Start simple. Every morning, before your feet touch the ground, say, thank you. Thank you for life, for breath, for strength, for another chance to experience love, growth, and expansion. Throughout the day, notice small miracles, a smile from a stranger, a song that lifts your spirit, an opportunity that arrives unexpectedly. Acknowledge them. Every acknowledgement deepens your connection to the infinite source of good. Gratitude also purifies your energy field. When you are thankful, negativity cannot stay long. Darkness cannot exist where light is welcomed. The frequency of gratitude is healing. It calms the nervous system, uplifts the spirit, and brings balance to the mind. Even science has confirmed that gratitude rewires the brain, reducing stress and increasing happiness. But beyond science, gratitude opens portals of spiritual acceleration. Things that once took years begin to happen in months or even days because your energy is no longer resisting the flow. And remember, gratitude is not just a thought, it's a way of being. It's how you walk, speak, and respond to life. It's the energy you bring into every room, every relationship, every challenge. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you don't have to think grateful thoughts. You are gratitude itself. You radiate it. You carry it like a fragrance that blesses everyone around you. When you embody gratitude, life becomes miraculous. You begin to see that what you once called coincidences are actually confirmations that you are in harmony with divine order. Every event, no matter how small, becomes evidence that you are being guided. And as this awareness deepens, you no longer chase luck, you realize you are luck. Because to live in gratitude is to live in the awareness that you are divinely favored, infinitely provided for, and eternally loved. So when you wish to manifest anything, wealth, love, peace, or purpose, start with gratitude. Give thanks before the evidence appears. Give thanks in advance, not as a formality, but as a declaration of faith. The universe hears the vibration of your gratitude and rearranges itself to match it. Before you know it, life will begin to reflect your inner thanksgiving in ways that defy explanation. Gratitude multiplies everything it touches. It is the golden key to endless blessings, the bridge between desire and fulfillment, and the heartbeat of divine manifestation. When you live in constant thankfulness, miracles cease to be rare. They become your normal, because the one who is grateful, truly grateful, will always find themselves walking in favor, surrounded by grace and blessed beyond measure.